Hey everybody, I'm Louis Amistoy here on the Bako Motorsports Power Hour. I was just updating our Facebook app. I can see that you were already in there, Griffith, updating too.
Oh yes, I did that before the show while you were off.
Yes.
At the Padre having coffee or something.
Yes, I was having coffee and beverages. This is the Kern County Raceway segment. They were off last week. Got a big weekend coming up here. But first, let me introduce all of our guests here. We got Garrett Fine. He is 15 years old. He's going to be a freshman or sophomore at Ridgeview. Just finished the freshman year. How was the freshman year? Was it okay?
It was a pretty good year.
Pretty good year? All right. And then he's been racing for 9 years. He's been in the Legends and love the Legends. And then right between them, that is Kabe with a K. Kabe McClenny. He lives in Bakersfield. He's going to be a fourth grader at Veterans Elementary School. He's been racing for 4 years. He's a mini dwarf champion. He's in the Bandos, my favorite. Love the Bandos. And then Stephen Blakesley, the new dad. No bags under your eyes yet, man. What's up with that?
I don't know. It went well last night. That's all I know.
All right. Wait for about another
Just
year.
take it day by day, Louis.
Wait for about I don't remember most of the first 4 or 5 years of my
wait
life.
For 13 years.
13
He's got
years,
a daughter.
Yeah.
With a daughter, I'm not looking forward to
yeah,
that.
you got a daughter, right?
I'll take the way it is now.
Right. In about a year or so, all you'll have is the little songs running through your head over and over and over again. So, but let's talk about what you've got going on this weekend. Pro late models, right?
Yeah, the Pro Lates, David Mayhew, of course, the points leader there, are probably our fastest growing class. The Super Stocks, a lot of people like those where we run the late models and the street stocks together. And then, of course, the big trifecta this weekend with the Thunder Roadsters, the Legends, and the Bandoleros. All 3 of those events are for national points, regional qualifiers. If you win your class, within the class, you earn an automatic starting spot for the race in Vegas. So it's a really big weekend. The Roadster guys, they all come out of Las Vegas. So we've got about 13 or 14 of those right now confirmed, and then we're going to have some good fields for our Legends and Bandos as well.
So these guys, should they do really well, and that's why they're here, because they're going to do really well. They're going to dominate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
That's what I like to hear. So if you win, you go to Vegas, right?
For the Legends cars, if you win your class, so in Garrett's case, he's in the Young Lions class. There's 4 different classes. Right. If he's the top Young Lion, he'd be automatically in the A main in Vegas in a month or a month or two. And then on the Bandolero side, they already had their nationals in Atlanta.
Right.
So this race is a double points race for the state points.
Now, did you go to Atlanta?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So
it's a little tough on the West Coast.
Yeah,
guys,
a little tough on the West. Yeah, that's a long drive. But Vegas, that's manageable. Okay. All right. So then you guys are off the next weekend, the 16th, but then back the 23rd, and this is a big night for you guys too, right?
Well, now on August 16th, we're off from racing, but I don't know if you saw the news, but we're going to have a drive-in movie theater.
Right. Centertain. They got a big thing coming.
Yeah, we're setting up a 30-foot blow-up screen in the infield. We can accommodate about 250 cars. We're going to be playing Talladega Nights.
Oh, very nice.
So help me, Tom Cruise. We're having a drive-in. So we can fit about 250 cars down there. So you got to get your tickets online at Centertain.com, and $20 a carload's a great deal.
The more I watch NASCAR, the funnier that movie gets.
Oh, it's an awesome movie. I don't know what to do with my hands.
All right, and these guys are on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. You're everywhere, right?
Yep, we're everywhere.
Okay, what else is going on for you guys, Stephen? What did we talk to these guys?
Yeah, let's talk to these guys.
All right. So let's go right now with Garrett. You're 15. We mentioned that before. You're going to be a sophomore at Ridgeview. Tell me about racing. What was your first racing experience and where?
It was probably in Tulare in a go-kart.
In a go-kart? Okay.
Yeah. I'd have to say that was the most fun.
How did you get into it?
My dad bought me a go-kart for the asphalt track in Bakersfield, and
Okay.
I ran with my cousins. And we just decided to get on dirt and transfer the asphalt car to a dirt car, and we just ran there a couple races.
All right. Let's go to Kabe now. You're going to be a fourth grader, and you've been racing for a few years now. And what was your first racing experience? Do you remember?
No.
No. You've been racing the whole time, right?
Yeah.
All right. And who got you involved? Was it your dad? Was it your mom?
It was Peepaw.
Peepaw. Is Peepaw here?
Yeah, he's in the red shirt.
Right
The
there.
nicer shirt.
And Peepaw, he got you. And what has he taught you about racing?
Dad basically taught me.
Right.
How
But
to race.
but Peepaw got you involved with it, though.
Yeah.
Huh? All right, that's going to be good. I have to remember that one. Maybe that should be my name for my grandkids then. Peepaw. All right, I like that. What do these two guys represent to the track at Kern County Raceway Park? You think?
Well, remember a couple weeks ago we had Dalton and Coffee in here, and both of them came off of dirt.
Right.
Well, that's the same thing with these two. They both came off of dirt. For Bakersfield to be without a pavement track for a good 8-9 years,
Right.
that's where most of the young drivers were going, was to dirt. And so it's so great to see some of these kids come back to pavement, and nothing against what Scott does, because dirt's great too, but we'd like to see some of the kids maybe try to make it to NASCAR and go on that route. So
Right.
I know for Garrett, you were racing, like you said, dirt go-karts. Tell us a little bit about the racing you did with your mini sprints.
We came from a junior sprint and then went to straight to the mini sprints. We won. I don't think we won because we ran about 2 years, but it was a pretty fun series.
Okay.
And what drew you guys to pavement?
Probably Buddy Shepard.
Oh yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
We've mostly ran what he ran, kind of. So when he went to Legends, maybe a year after that, we went to the Legends also.
So for you, the Legends would be the next step up would be the pro late models, or what would you race next? Do you think
Probably a limited late model.
limited late model?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like about racing the Legends class?
I like that you have to hit your marks every lap. You can't slack off a different lap. You have to be really consecutive.
Now they have older drivers in there too, right? So you're racing,
Yeah.
guys your own age, but also men, right? I mean, is that how it works, Steven?
Yeah, I mean, they have 4 different classes.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for Eric Olson, who's one of your, rivals out there, if you will, I mean, he's kind of an older guy in the Masters class. How do you deal with that? How do you approach that when you're racing? Do you race them any differently if they're older, or how do you handle that?
Well, if they're older, they try to. They think they can push you around, but you just have to show them no fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't give them anything.
Right. Do you learn how to work on the cars yourself, or what do you have to do to get ready to run?
I work with my dad every night on the race car.
And so, what kind of jobs do you have to do? What are your responsibilities?
Weigh the car, dust it off, obviously.
Do any mechanical work yet, or anything like that?
Yeah, I've helped my dad patch a crack in the engine block a
Okay.
couple of times.
So you're learning about all this kind of stuff too. That's the kind of exciting part about it.
Yes.
Kabe, you went from the mini dwarfs, right,
Yes.
to the bandos, which I think are really cool looking. What's it like to drive a bando?
It's more challenging
It's more challenging than the mini dwarfs?
Yes.
Why is it more challenging?
because you gotta use more brake and you gotta get into the turn with the dip and everything.
You gotta get into the turn with the dips. What does that mean exactly? You gotta get into the turn with the dips. Is that how you just make the line there to get
Yeah.
around that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you guys follow?
Also the bandos run on a bigger track. than
That's
the
right.
mini
Yeah.
dwarfs. It's twice. He's running on the quarter mile.
And
the
they're
mini
coming
dwarfs
off of
run
that
on
half mile into turn 1. The first time you got into the car, what was that feeling like when you came down into turn 1 and took that dip? It was fun, huh?
Yeah, I was like, oh.
And then last week, Kabe got his first win at Kern County in the dwarfs.
Right.
And that was a pretty exciting win for you. Tell us about that a little bit.
Well, when Bailey blew her motor, I was like, there's like nobody else except the 04. I was like, not gonna be at a side race anymore.
Yeah, they were down to just 2 cars, and
Yeah.
you were able to win. And then after the race, you and your brother, you guys hugged and everything.
Yeah.
Tell us about that a little bit.
Well, Kelly just came down and hugged me.
And he's here today, right? Is
Yeah.
he over there?
Yeah.
Kale? Come on over here. Come over here, Kale. We're going to show Kale, because Kale is the younger brother, right?
Yeah.
And how old is Kale? 6?
7.
7? Look at that. All right, so come over here, stand over here, Kale. And we'll ask you some questions here in a second here. Because he's also racing. You racing the dwarfs? All right. Hold on.
And they're both going to, and according to Dad, they're both going to Bando next year. So we'll have,
I like
we'll have 2
that.
of them.
All right.
The McClenny brothers.
We've got a few minutes left here, but do you follow NASCAR or do you want to be an IndyCar driver?
I'd like to be in NASCAR.
NASCAR. Who's your NASCAR hero? Who do you follow?
Has to be Kevin Harvick.
Has to be Kevin Harvick. He's kind of a big deal here in Bakersfield, huh?
Yeah.
It's kind of
just
weird,
just
man.
a little bit.
Like I was in an oil deal a couple weeks ago, and he was all over the place. It was ridiculous. All right, who's your favorite, Kabe?
Dale Jr.
Dale Jr. So were you happy they won Pocono on Sunday?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it, but you're a Dale guy. All right, we'll have to figure it. We'll have to talk about that later.
I think they were
offline.
busy cleaning the cars because they raced on Saturday at the dirt. So
All right, Kale. Do you follow NASCAR? Do you like NASCAR? Do you have a favorite driver? Who's your favorite driver?
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
ah,
That's
One
a
out of
pretty
the box there.
That's a pretty
That's different.
strong take, buddy. Pretty good. Pretty strong take. All right, so tell us, Garrett, tell us a little bit about the rest of the season for us. What's going to happen for you for the rest of the year?
I'd like to get my first win this year, and
Okay.
I just want to finish better. I want to finish consistent.
Okay. You want to finish your sophomore year of high school too, right? And dominate that too, right?
Yeah.
Kabe, what's the rest of the year look like for you?
I just want to finish like top 5 in the Bando.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. And then you, Kale, are you gonna win a race this year? Do you think? What are the chances?
I don't know.
Pretty good take, huh, Griff? I'm okay. So let's say this: if you were to guess, 50% chance you're going to win. Do you think you have a good chance of winning this year?
Yes.
There we go.
There you go.
Very
Because
good.
of that
Very
car.
good. So these guys, they're going to race. When are we going to see these guys next? To tell
Well,
us
we'll have Garrett Fine and Kabe McClenny racing this weekend in our national qualifier races, and it'll be an exciting weekend for all of our local guys. We'll have some out-of-town cars, and of course, a good opportunity for Garrett. He has a pretty good shot to qualify for the nationals. Garrett, what would that mean to you if you guys
Yeah.
made the nationals?
It'd be pretty fun. I actually want to go to Vegas really bad, but just the time to take and the money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a big investment. So
Yeah.
You know, if they make the race after this weekend, they're going. Right?
they're going to go. My mom's here, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got mom here, and this is his dad too. All right, so so you got to be nice to mom and dad in this sport because it's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, but it's exciting though too.
It's very exciting.
Okay. Is it kind of funny to hang out with these guys because you were at this point too? I mean, you started at their age too, right?
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give these guys? You can give them any advice.
Don't wreck.
That's a solid advice.
That's a
solid
strong
advice.
take.
That's a strong take. All
That's
right.
good for the pocketbook too.
Yeah, Steven, real quick, wrapping up here. Give us your good words to wrap this thing up with.
Well, we're racing this weekend. We open the grandstands at 4, and we get autographs. So if you saw these kids on the show and want to meet them, you can get autographs from them at 6 o'clock. And then we go racing at 7 with 6 main events. We'll also have the Modern American Muscle Car Club. It's a new car club we've kind of strung together with some Camaros and Mustangs. They'll be out there. So just a whole lot of great things to see and do. It's kids 5 and under are free. And we have a family pack as well, and we have bounce houses that are free as well. So it's just a whole big family aspect out there at the racetrack. So we hope you come and join us this weekend.
And by the way, those are going to be really cool cars from Vegas coming down too. That's like if you love those kind of classic cars, that's going to be really fun to see those.
Yeah, if
The
you're
speed racer car. And all
Yeah,
that.
well,
Dodger
if-
Roadsters.
If you're a fan of kind of the Mike Griffith era of racing from the from the 50s and the 60s, like the old champ cars, the old dirt sprint cars,
Yep.
these cars kind of resemble those,
Yep.
and they'll be going around the half mile. So.
All right. We're going to get out to a break. We got Auto Club Famoso Raceway coming up next with Blake Bowser on the phone. Matt's here, too. I can't pronounce his last name, but we'll get him in here. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Thanks, guys, for joining us. See you after the break.